Previously on Gears.
All right, Disi, who are these two lovely people?
Well, they're not famous. Well, they're famous, but they're
Of course
also
they're
very
famous.
good looking. Famous and good looking.
Yeah.
Good combo. Okay, a new era in South African ballet and dance arrives
You've never
with spring.
ever said that I was good looking. Never.
A new era in South African ballet and dance arrives with spring in September when South African Mzansi Ballet uncovers its glittering new production of Cinderella. Performed in tandem with the cutting-edge program of new works, the classic Rags to Riches tale will be the first production staged since the announcement in June of generous funding for the ballet company from the city of Johannesburg.
Great news.
Sharing the two-part September season at the Joburg Theatre with 11 performances of Cinderella will be 3 performances of Celebration 5, a dazzling showcase of new works from South Africa and visiting choreographers. Today we have two stunning and handsome dancers in studio with us, Nicole and Micheal. Thanks so much for joining us today.
It's a
Yeah,
huge pleasure.
great to have you here. So we've got a ballerina and a ballerino, or a dance,
Ballet dancer.
a ballet dancer,
Yes.
or danseuse. Is that right?
I don't think so.
A danseur, danseuse.
Dancer.
Dancier. Yes,
Dancier, there we go. Just want to get all my terminology right, Disi, so we know what's going on here. The most important thing about this is wonderful that you're doing Cinderella, but Michael's not a very distant, but a relative of Eddie Irvine.
Absolutely, yeah.
Former Formula One driver, nearly won the championship, which is excellent. So you and I are just going to have a great time here
There we
together. But thanks for coming, Nicole. Enjoy. Good luck.
Yes.
You're a comedian. Okay, firstly, starting off, could you both tell us a little bit more about yourselves?
Well, I'll start. I'm Nicole Ferreira. I'm a soloist with South African Mzansi Ballet. This is my 7th year with the company, and I've done quite a few, pretty much most solo roles in all the different ballets, and 2 principal roles, Giselle and in the Nutcracker. And this is just my passion.
My favourite one.
Yes, your favorite
My
one.
favourite is the Nutcracker, yeah.
Yes. And I just absolutely love ballet. This is my whole life. It's my passion. It's what I do every day, work to be on stage, and it's wonderful.
Nicole, clearly you're not one of the ugly sisters.
Hopefully not, no. No, definitely not.
How would
no.
I mean? Isn't that a little bit awkward? Are you all there so professionally trained? Blah 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 blah. You're going to be the lead as Cinderella, and then you've got 2 of your friends over here. Oh, by the way, you're going to be the ugly sisters.
Well,
How does that work?
We have 2 guys doing the
Yes,
Ugly
2
Sisters.
men.
So it's men in drag.
Men in
Yeah,
drag.
men
It's
in
much
drag.
easier to
Oh,
call a
that's
man
so funny.
ugly than a lady. Say, by the
There you
way, you
go.
have to play the ugly sister.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Michael, tell us a bit about you.
Michael Reevy. I come from Northern Ireland. I've been in South Africa for about 9 years. The director of our company brought me here. He saw me dancing in London and decided he'd like to have me in South Africa. I love dancing, but I love superbikes. I love Formula One. I love
Very
fast
cool.
things. I'm one of those. I think on my Twitter, it's ballet dancer that loves fast things, something like that. You know?
It must be, you meet lots of people all over the place, and maybe at a social occasion, and somebody says, "What do you do?" Well, I'm a ballet dancer.
Yeah, and then they kind of raise an eyebrow.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then I say to them, I ride a Yamaha R1, and they go, "Oh, okay, now we can talk. Now we can talk." Yeah.
I think that's extraordinary. That's extraordinary.
But the life of a ballet dancer must be quite tough. I mean, you are very skinny. You have to stay lean. Can you tell us more or less, like training-wise, how many hours per day, the life of your life, pretty much a day on a daily occurrence?
Well, we start at 10 o'clock, and we have a compulsory class that you have to do. And then you've got rehearsals until 5:30, 6 o'clock. So you pretty much dancing the whole day. It's physical
Cardio.
the whole day.
That's so cool.
It's
so we
proper
other people
intense.
sit behind a desk for 8 hours. We doing cardio for 8 hours. So it's
No, I mean, it's seriously intense.
Sash, you would fit in so well.
Oh, but I've got 2 left feet.
Sometimes that works, eh?
You never know. I don't think it's going to. But the amazing thing is, I mean, because I've got a daughter, and I know what it's like when she was young. Just getting that first ballet dress and the ballet shoes and going to do that. Michael, you come from Northern Ireland, a lot more progressive, I suppose, in many aspects. How did you get into dancing and then eventually specialize in ballet?
Well, I started off doing gymnastics. I was under 15s gymnastics champion for Northern Ireland. Both my sisters did ballet. So because of the troubles that we had in Ireland, my parents didn't want me staying there and going to school there, so they wanted me to go to a boarding school. And I got accepted because of my body from doing the gymnastics to go to the Royal Ballet School.
Wow.
Wow.
I was very, very lucky. I think there's over 3,000 applicants to get 10 places.
Jeez, that's fantastic.
I was very lucky, but then I stopped go-karting and all of that kind of stuff, so I was a bit upset about that. But, you know, I'm cultured now. I'll put it that way.
Very cultured.
Okay, the first show we want to talk about is Cinderella. Could you tell us more about it, what the two of you will be doing
She's got
in
two
the
ugly
show?
sisters, and there's something about a shoe and somebody eats a pumpkin. I told you this.
No, the pumpkin turns into something else.
There's something like
It
that.
turns into something with 4 wheels, but I wish it was something fast. It's just
Just a slow little
horse-drawn
wagon.
cart. Yeah.
See, Daisy, I'm worried
I'm
about
about to say something very mean to you.
I'm worried about your childhood, that you don't know the story of Cinderella.
I know the story, but now they are going to be performing it, so let them tell us about it.
Oh, sorry. Okay.
Well, in Cinderella, I'm going to be playing the prince.
Ooh.
But actually, the prince isn't really the first character. It's definitely Cinderella that's the first character in the ballet. And I think in our new production, because it's a brand new production, never been seen before, never been performed before in South Africa or anywhere, it really is about Cinderella. And our Cinderellas are all very beautiful in their rags. And then also very beautiful in their tutus whenever they change to come to the ball. I think it's going to be a fantastic show. We still got I think just under a month, and we're just getting ready for that opening night.
How long is the show?
I think it's just over 1.5 hours long. That's with an interval.
With a break.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because I'm going, I mean, the energy that you guys have to give out, the amount of dancing to do at 45 minutes and then 45 minutes, phew, that's a lot of fitness.
Yeah, it is a lot of
that's
it.
It's a little bit more than the Strictly Come Dancing rubbish we have to watch.
2-3 minutes and they're done, hey?
Yeah.
And that's the thing. We have, how many performances are we doing of Cinderella? I think 7 or 8
Yeah.
performances, or 12 performances.
12,
sorry.
yeah.
And you know, you have to have energy. People are paying every performance. You can't have a huge amount of energy the one performance and the next performance you're tired. And
Yeah, you
show
can't do
all
like
it.
a
You
half
can't
kick in the
know.
air. You know what I mean?
So that's also what makes it hard. You have to be full of energy every day, whether you have the energy or not.
And
even with injuries, we still have to go out there and make the public believe that there's nothing wrong with us. So you put a smile on an injured shoulder or a bad knee, you've got to smile the whole way through it. You know.
Do you get excited picking the ladies up?
You know what? Oh, now my fiance. I have to
Sasha
be
would
careful.
be in his element.
No, I have to be careful. My fiance might be annoyed if I say that.
Okay.
No, I'm lucky I do work with my fiance, so picking her up, yes, it can be kind of special. No, I'm thinking far too much about the technique and about the actual steps that I have to do to actually get any kind of frill out of it in that way.
kind of a question is
Okay. When does this?
Nicole, do you get excited when the boys pick you up?
Well, it's the same as Micheal says. I think when people watch, you could ask that question. But for us, you're so, like he says, thinking about the technique, going through the motions, that it's not, for us, it's not an intimate,
Yes.
you know.
And we're also always in each other's space because we're always
Yeah.
working together. We're always partnering each other. I'm always lifting the girls, or they're always being lifted by me or by the other guys. So we're always hands on. It's very. If
Yeah.
you come and you watch like us all sitting having our lunch, I mean, we all sit and touch each other's shoulders, and it's not this kind of.
Yeah, no, it's a
No,
professional. It's just
yeah.
very, very
Yes.
professional.
Yeah.
Okay, when does the show Cinderella start, and how long is it on for?
We start on the 13th of September, and then it runs until the 29th of September.
And the price of tickets?
The prices go from 189 Rand, very nice and cheap, until 336 Rand.
Okay, awesome. And how can we book if we'd like to come and watch
You can
it?
book through Joburg Theatre, and the number is 0861 670 670.
Awesome.
Is there, I mean, for many, many years, South African classic sort of season and ballet season was very, very well supported. And we saw, unfortunately, a decline in numbers. Is it getting better? Is there more involvement? I mean, it's great now that we've got Joburg City involved to pump in some extra money, because we have so much talent. I mean, besides you two, there's such a group of talented dancers that we have in South Africa. Is it becoming better in terms of funding and in terms of people coming to watch?
No, absolutely. I think one of the things we've been trying to do is get out there and get a different type of person. So we're not relying on the old audience that used to come. We're trying to strike a new audience that will come in and watch us. And I think it's definitely working. And that's why we're also doing the classical ballet. And then we'll do the celebration season, which also has got the classical, but it's the really exciting classical stuff, and some neoclassical and contemporary stuff all mixed in, so that if you come to watch the Cinderella, then you should come and watch the celebration. So then you're going to come to 2 shows and see that, and you should bring your friends.
Oh, it's brilliant.
And your daughter and your husband and your wife and everybody that you can possibly bring them. Come and watch. It's a really great evening.
Celebrations we're doing 3 performances of celebration, which is on the 20th of September, 21st and 28th of September. So
Sure.
it's nice
So I mean,
in
it's a
between
nice way to start spring.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Wonderful.
And we get in really good shape before we get to spring. So
Oh, you lucky.
beach bodies are ready.
Yeah, well, naturally. Gifted.
Nicole, how many sets of ballet shoes do you go through in a month?
It depends. Girls go through about, you could say, about 4 to 5 pairs a month, and one pair of shoes cost about 500-600 rand.
Jeebus.
So it's quite a lot. But it also depends on what you're doing. But the average, I'd say, is about 4 to 5 pairs a month.
That's crazy. And how much does putting a show like Cinderella together cost?
Ooh, it really depends on how much it costs for costumes and sets and the staging, and also, I mean, you go into a theater, you pay for 2 weeks, and it's expensive. I don't know the exact amounts. I really don't want to know the exact amounts. I know it's a lot of money.
It's not cheap though.
No, definitely not.
And the funding that has come through now, is it just for this performance, or is it sort of like an annual kind? I mean, are you aware of these things? I'm sure
Well,
that the admin people handle this stuff.
Yeah, well, we've been given now the city of Joburg have given us the money for 1 year.
Okay.
With looking at
extension.
The extension over the next 2 to 3 years. Hopefully, if things go well, then we'll extend it past that. Because I mean, something like ballet, really, from where I come from, it's not seen as a colonial thing, but definitely in South Africa, it's known as being a colonial thing, and it's really not. I mean, when you look at football, I'm sorry, but that's a colonial thing as well. It wasn't started in this country.
That's for sure. No, very good point.
But we love it here. Hey, it is. Yeah. I mean, it is fantastic, and I think it's the same thing with ballet. I mean, it really is a fantastic evening to go and watch. If you come, you will enjoy it. You will leave and tell all your friends that they should come and watch, for sure. I can tell you that's what you will do.
I don't know. I think it sounds terrific, and it sounds like it's going to be a tremendous performance as well.
Okay, I have one more question. It's not related to what we're talking about, but you're a petrol head. I often ask guys when we speak to them what their dream car is. What would yours be?
Ooh, you see now. You see, I don't like just one car. I like many cars.
Okay.
I wouldn't just have one car in my garage. I would have a huge garage with many cars, also with bikes and possibly a couple of airplanes.
Okay, wow.
There we go.
Definitely a lot of different ones, but definitely up there with the Bugattis and the Lamborghinis and the Ferraris and.
There we go. Michael's going to become Rudolf Nureyev and make lots and lots of money. And then
Oh, I wish.
Awesome. Well, thanks so much for coming in to chat to us today.
Thank you for having us.
We really wish you well with the season of Cinderella, and we hope it all goes well and injury-free.
We hope so,
Thank
yeah.
you.
Thank
Yes.
you.
To remember to do the stretches.
Oh, yes. Every day.
There we go. Do the stretches. Terrific, guys. Micheal and Nicole, thanks very much for joining us on Gears. And do yourself a favor if you do have the chance. Johannesburg Theatre in September. Go and get some tickets and go and support the arts. It is always a tremendous amount of fun.
Weekdays from 12 to 2 p.m. Central African Time.
Beautiful.
Gears with Sasha Martinengo.